guys, and welcome back to another video, and this time we're doing another command block tutorial. However, let me just quickly go into game mode 1. The only problem with this is I've already made the contraption because we're going to be doing parkour this time, and the reason I've already made it is because I recorded this before, or well, earlier this day, and my microphone wasn't working properly. The settings had messed itself up. So all the parkour's already made, so I'm going to try a different technique where I demonstrate it, then I go through how it works. It's just these few command blocks here. So, well, that's how it works. I'll show you how it works later. But this might be the last video in the series of command block tutorials. But I will be doing things like how to make a minigame server, like setting up the portals, creating spleef, and maybe a couple other simple minigames. Not Death Run, because that's actually quite a complicated minigame when you think about it. And I might also be doing things like a survival server, how to set up an economy like money, and how to make a sign shop, which isn't too hard, but it requires a lot of command blocks, so we'll be doing that later. And also leave in the comment section any suggestions for anything else you want me to try and make that you want on your server, because I've gone through pretty much all the basics here. The parkour here is just like an extra feature you can have in your spawn, but I've gone through all the grief protection, the ranks and so on, and I've pretty much run out of other ideas that you'd want on your server. So if you have any more ideas, please feel free to comment them in the comment section, and if I can do them, I'll do a video on it. Just because otherwise this series is probably going to end, and I'll start another one with the mini games and the survival server. But anyway, now if I quickly demonstrate this. If you stand here and you go into game mode 2, you walk in. Obviously it does the spam thing just because those clocks are over there are really fast. And it says parkour, you've joined parkour, you go along. Oh no, I've missed. You fall off, it says you fall off. You lose no health because you have resistance going on all the time. I'm not sure if I showed in other videos, but I've also added saturation. I think I added that just then, I can't remember now. But if you fall off again, I know you've fallen off, you take no damage obviously, and if you get to the end, it says you won. And obviously you can give the player whatever reward you want, and it can be much longer as you want. Well, it can be much longer, and it doesn't have to be like this. It could be floating on an island or something, and it doesn't have to teleport you to the start, it can teleport you to the middle of your spawn and so on. But to start off with, you'd want to dig a big hole wherever you're doing it, or obviously if you're doing it in the sky you don't need to dig a big hole. It doesn't matter how big it is. And you'll also want to create a scoreboard objectives. So I have two, obviously join and in parkour. And in parkour is type dummy, so if you do scoreboard objectives add in parkour, it doesn't matter what you call it, but it's best if you call it in parkour just so you know what it is. And then dummy, obviously I've already called it, but you want to make it a dummy because this basically means it's a number. It's going to be whatever number you want it to be. So once you've dug out your hole, and you'll also want to make your parkour, that's kind of helpful, you'll want to get the coordinates of, oops, I took a screenshot, I meant to press F3, of, you know how we did the coordinates of around here to give you mining fatigue, how it's sort of, we use the dx dy. If I can quickly fly over here and show you, here we go, this, how we got the coordinates like that, and it always sets the game mode obviously, how we basically did that. All we have to do is get the coordinates of this, including your end. Now, it's best if you keep the parkour sort of in squares, or one long parkour, instead of making it go around corners, because that makes the command blocking much harder, because you have to get the coordinates of each sort of area individually. So you need to get, say I made this then turn around this way, I need to get the coordinates up to here, and then I need to get the coordinates that way, as two separate command blocks. But you'll want to get the coordinates of, I think for me it's about up to here, I think a few blocks down. So if I go in here, about, there we go, that's the command block, the redstone block I used to show myself where the corner is. That's the block I used as the corner to get the coordinates of this entire square from down there to up here. So I know how it works. Now if I quickly replace all these blocks, so once you've got those coordinates, you'll want to use the in Parkour feature. So which one is it? Here we go. You'll then want to do a scoreboard player set everyone in the coordinates that you just collected. So scoreboard players set, and for the demonstration I'm just going to put my name, and in Parkour to 1. So that's what you want to put in there, but instead of my name you'll put the coordinates of that huge square there. And what that basically does is when you fly in, if I do Scoreboard Objectives set display sidebar in Parkour, it says I've got an in Parkour of 1 because I'm in this area, I'm in this square. But if I fly out, it now goes to 0. But for you, it won't go back to 0 until you, I think I put it here, yeah. You just want to literally spam everyone with Scoreboard player set everyone in Parkour to 0. So basically all the time my in Parkour has been set to 0. If I do Scoreboard players set game motion in Parkour 1, it does it so fast it doesn't even change at the side. But if I fly in, because they're both now being spammed, it shows me up as 1. I'm not sure why, it's some kind of Minecraft redstone thing, but that's just how it works, and it works fine. So if I fly in it's 1, then I fly out it's 0 because I've left the area that's setting me to 1. So we use this to basically use the messages and to know who we're sending the message to. So now you'll want to get the coordinate. I think I got the coordinate of this block here, the starting block that you teleport to. You want to get this coordinate, so at a where is it? Oh, I'm not looking at it, that's why. At a -51, -99, -7. And then you want to do a radius of like 2 or 3, and you want to copy that, and you'll put it into a test 4. Here I've done a radius of 4 obviously, and I've used a different coordinate. Let me just copy that so I can show you which coordinate I've actually used. Oops. Copy TP, obviously I'll need to get rid of the, oh I'm so bad at this. Get rid of the commas and add spaces instead. So TP there. Oh, so yeah, I got the coordinate of the very first block, and I did a radius of 4. So that will go to here, 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 and here. And obviously it's spamming me because I'm right at the edge. But you want to get the coordinate of your first parkour block. Make sure it's roughly 1 block away from your start. And you want to test for everyone with a radius of 4 with a score of in Parkour of 0. This is because they're not actually in Parkour yet. So if they're not in Parkour, we'll put a comparator because it's found them. Obviously there's redstone blocks underneath all of these using the fill command here. And this will lead to a tell raw, and it tells raws to everyone the same selector here, but here, so it tells raw everyone who's at this block with the radius of 4 with score Parkour of 0, and then it just sends a message you've joined Parkour. So that's that message when I fly over here, because my in Parkour 0 is there, it now says I've joined Parkour. The only problem with this system is when you walk out, it says you've joined again. So if I just quickly show a message, and then I walk out, it says I've joined it, even though I haven't. But that's not too big of a problem compared to other problems you could have, such as it not working totally. So the next command block here, yeah, this is the falling off system. So now you want to get the coordinates, the box coordinates. So instead of the one I did down here, instead of that, you want to get the coordinates of this block here. So obviously you get the coordinates, you'll see how many east is dx, so dx equals east, and then the dx dy equals up, so that's that way, and dz equals south. So your dx, dy, and dz, it will be east, south, and up. So however, it will be dx equals how many blocks this way, dy how many blocks up, so it will be up, I did it up to about here, or here, I can't remember which now, because it doesn't really matter. If you do it up to here, it won't work properly, but just because that block is at the same level. So it's best if you do it up to there, and then the dz, I think it is, yeah, dz equals however many blocks this way. So once you've got that, it will look a bit like this, but you'll also want to add at the end m equals 2. That's because everyone who's doing it is in game mode 2, and if you wanted to edit it, you'll be in game mode 1, so it won't affect you. That's why I can fly in here. If I go into game mode 2, not 21.2, it now teleports me. It also doesn't work if you're doing game mode 0. Oh, I guess it does. Oh well. Now if I fly back over here, and what I've done is now, I've told the player, you have to tell them before you teleport them, that they've fallen off. You don't have to tell them, you can just teleport them. And then I teleport them back to the start of the parkour. Once you've teleported them, they go back to the start, ready to try again until they can eventually get to the end. And this next command block is just basically setting everyone in that area to game mode 2 if they're in game mode 0. That's just in case someone manages to glitch the system and goes in game mode 0. The next one is obviously the parkour. The next one, I've done it to the entire area, including the start. I think it's the entire area, including the end, I mean. And all it's doing is giving everyone resistance. This one. Resistance 1, 255 true. The 1 is how many seconds, the 255 is how like potent it is, and the true hides the bubbles. And the reason I give resistance is so that when you fall you don't actually take any proper damage. It just does the, not sort of the, well, if I fly up, it sort of wobbles your screen and makes the hurt sound. And finally, this is testing for when you win. To do this, all you want to do is get the coordinates of the final bit. So I think I did this actually. Yeah, I did that block. And you just want to obviously get the dx, dy, dz of this final bit to here. And down to here. No, not here. Just basically the finishing part. You don't have to make it that big, you can make it this big. And you'll want to put walls around it if your parkour is just like mine, just because otherwise people can literally run around and win, which is a bit silly. So once you've got the coordinates of that, you want to test for the people in that in game mode 2, so if you're in game mode 1 it doesn't teleport you. It then tells you, or tells everyone in that area that they've won, and then finally teleport back to the start. You can also give them something, so if I grab the coordinates of this, give that a diamond. Why not? So now if I complete the parkour, it should give me a diamond. Game mode 2. It might not actually, just because of the way the teleporting works. No, it didn't. In order to make it work, you'll want to copy this and put down a repeater, just so that you know that these two will happen way before that final one will happen. So if I fly over here, now I'm going to game mode 2, it gives me a diamond, and I now feel special because I've completed the 1, 2, 3, 4 block parkour. So that's how you do the parkour. Again, if there's any suggestions on something you want me to make, I will try and make it. If I can make it, I'll do a video on it. If I can't, I might reply to your comment saying that I can't do it, or I might just ignore the comment totally. Also, if there's any mini games that you quite like the sound of, I might be able to make it in Redstone just to show you how to do it. Obviously it has to be a simple mini game, nothing too complicated, because otherwise the video could go on for quite a long time. For example, my death run took, I don't know how long, weeks to make, and to set up all the redstone for everything and the systems and so on. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like on the video if you liked it, and subscribe to see all the tutorials and gameplay we do, because we're going to do some let's plays as well, or some montages and things like that, just some other type of videos instead of always just constant tutorials, because when you do tutorials you're quite limited to certain things that you can do. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.